Well, again, I want to thank everybody for being part of the Mighty Man Network. This is our leadership team. Darius is from BC, Francois, Doug Sharp, myself, and Noel, and Guy Baker. And one of the things that we want to do each month is to review why we're here. What is the Mighty Man Network about? So I want to share about the mission, the vision of the Mighty Man Network. Before we do that, I just want to show you a video that Josh has put together for us. Let's watch it. One of the things that was said in that is this quote: "The masculine spirit is under assault. Men don't need a watered down Christianity. They need a woman to fight for, a family to care for, a God to worship, and a purpose to live for." And, I've thought about that quite a bit. And really, that is the clarion call, I believe, for the church. That was actually Jordan Peterson sent a 15-minute video to pastors and leaders across Canada last summer, a year ago. And that was one of the things that he said: put a sign out and say, "Young men wanted here." And I've just talked with several pastors today and over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of them are seeing men coming into their church, young men that are looking for a meaning. They're looking for life. And even the men that were at the Mighty Man camp and at the retreats and at the different places where we've been have said, "Hey, this is what I want. I want to be a better man." And so that's really what the Mighty Man Network is all about. It's about helping people to become better men and to reflect that image. So our big why is that the image of the Father is under attack, and fatherhood is a representation of the heart of God to a new generation. And the more that we work and we kind of see the breakdown of the family, and we see the breakdown of men and not being there in families, that the image of God is being tarnished and people are moving away from God. I just heard today that the chaplains in the military here in Canada are now no longer allowed to pray any kind of Christian prayers to God the Father. They have to make all of their prayers generic. And so really, it's another thing that's just trying to take the image of God out of culture and out of society so that people don't know who the Father is. Our mission then with the Mighty Man Network is to equip men to teach, train, and bless their families. That's just another word for disciple. So what we're doing is we're helping men to teach them by their example, train them up in the ways of the Lord, and then blessing. Blessing is the key. We already heard some of the testimonies here tonight of some of the men that have blessed their sons and how powerful a moment that was. And that's really, that seals our teaching and our training, the blessing. And it is very emotional, and it's different than just saying that you love, but blessing means to empower them to prosper, to affirm them, and to love them. And then our vision is to build a network to support men in their mission. And really what God showed me in a vision back in January 2022 was he showed me a net that was totally torn and ripped apart. And he said, "Neil, build a network." And he said to build it with groups of 5, specifically groups of 5, because the 5-man network is you're always going to have at least 4 or 5, and then that 5th link links to another group. And that fifth link is the leader, and that's you that's on this call today. So that's the link to other groups so that we can hear testimonies. And so our testimonies next week won't necessarily be about our own experience, but what's been happening in our Mighty Man group and what's been happening to others. So it's really helping us to link right across the country and build that network. And so in those small groups, there's 4 key things that we want to see happen in those small groups. And we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about this in a few moments. But the first thing that we do in that small group is just share life, doing life together. That's what we've been doing with our Mighty Man Network leadership team. Is every Monday morning at 7 o'clock, we just spend the first 10, 15 minutes just doing life. What's been going on? Where have we been? How's things going? And then what we try to do is we go a little bit deeper. We connect at a heart level. And we begin to share, hey, this is where I'm struggling. This is what's happening in my family. So we're going a little bit deeper. And then share scriptures. We're not here to give advice to other guys, but what we want to do is give them the word of the Lord. And again, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And then finally, warfare prayer. We need a band of brothers. If you were at the either the Mighty Man camp where we lock shields together and we say, shields up, shields forward, shields back as one. And that we need to fight together. And really, Satan's strategy has always been to isolate men and make them alone. But when we're in those groups of 5, we're able to sustain that movement and be able to move forward in the kingdom. Well, here's a picture of the guys that were at the Mighty Man camp in Caroline at Clearwater College. We had, I think, 95 people total at that weekend. And this